Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Waylay on Ascent. Today is day 159 of playing every agent on every map. Today's agent Wayle has actually seen quite a lot of pro plays on a map like Ascent. Ascent used to be dominated by a Jet, but now you can see Waylay, Yoru and also some other duelists on this map as well, which I think is a pretty good idea. Also, Waylay is to me still a pretty weird agent, but still, if you know how to use a Waylay in the right way and also don't do stupid plays, I tend to do a lot of stupid plays, you can work out a good Waylay on attack and on defense as well. Starting off with A-side defense. On A-side defense in the beginning of the round you can throw a slow right here in the beginning of the round. It makes it really hard for the enemies to come in through main and also makes it pretty easy for you to take this space. It also is pretty good if you have another an agent with, for example, flashes that can flash your main, and then you can even peek early into the enemies right here. This is even better if you have your TP popped right here at the spawn barrier. You can then throw a slow, walk up, have a flash, peek out, get a kill, and then get out again. And in general, you can get a lot of aggressive space in a main like that. Another option, but for that you need your ult or a breach ult or a fade ult, is something like this, where you ult main as soon as you hear any steps. Then use your TP, and then dash into the enemies right here. TP back if you don't feel safe anymore. Like that you can get an easy early kill off of the enemies, maybe even 1 or 2, and make it really hard for them to take the A main space. Also, it is an insanely good trap. Another thing that I found out works pretty good on a Waylay is to go over here into the wine corner and then peek out, get kills like that as soon as you hear, for example, them taking the old orb, and then you just go back and you dash out. It is kind of a risky dash, but it can work out sometimes, and most of the times you're gonna get an early advantage on the enemy team. Also, this spot right here doesn't get clear very often. Also, you can wait right here, wait for people to walk in, and then go to safety and get out like this. Other options you have, but that is something that is insanely risky, is to do the same thing. Get a kill, set down your TP, get out, wait for the enemies to come in, and then wait to the last second. As soon as they are coming in or trying to hunt you, you can then go TP back and you are in wine behind the enemies without the enemies really realizing. They can see your TP, but in general it is, if it is like a really chaotic round, they're using, like, for example, a breach ult on the sides or something like that, it can work out. But again, I tell you, this is really risky. Most of the times the enemies are gonna expect. Other than that, you can get onto a lot of really good off angles with a Waylay, for example, on top of these boxes, and then get down, or even hide behind these boxes, get a kill, and then use your Waylay dash to get out. Other good spots you can play as a Waylay and even get out is behind these boxes right here. Nice. Get out like this. Same thing also with Chen right here. And then get out like that. You need to kind of be careful to not run into this wall, and maybe even have a smoke on heaven. Another spot that can work on a Waylay is this close corner right here. Kind of wait for the enemies to walk in, go back, and then get out like this. But this is a really, really risky thing to do. Also, on top of these boxes right here is a spot where you can be as a Waylay. This is especially good on eco rounds, but you will have the enemies hearing you going up there with your updraft or like the Waylay dash. Now switching over towards short, and short is pretty simple. You can either place a TP here and walk out of mid. Even if there is a smoke in here, you can walk inside of the smoke and then decide to either peek top mid or peek the people that are coming from link and TP out. Or you can wait close here, wait for enemies to come in, slow them, peek them, maybe even like peek into them, pre-fire them, and get kills like that. Going for aggressive plays with a Waylay TP can be pretty strong, but I don't recommend you do it every round, or especially not every round in the beginning of the round. Take some time, do the aggressive plays a little bit later, be annoying, and make it really hard for them to take this space. Now switching over towards mid, and on mid you can also take a lot of space with a Waylay, setting down your TP here, walking down mid, focusing more on the people top mid, maybe even doing the dash play you can do on a Chat with a flash, so you dash and updraft there on a Chat. You can do the same thing on a Waylay, wait for the flash, go up here, and then you can even TP back. This can be a pretty strong play, but it is also a play you need coordination for, and you need to have an agent that is flashing for you. Other than that, playing in these close corners right here on bottom mid can work out as a Waylay. It is kind of a risky spot. You can get out in a couple of ways, like for example here towards Pizza, or if you're on the other side, you can get out towards Market. But it is still kind of risky to do. And now switching over towards B, and B again, throwing your slow at the beginning of the round right here to take this main space aggressively can be pretty good. Don't do it every round, else the enemies expect it. Also, it is kind of a waste of a slow if you don't know the enemies are here. But if you want to get, for example, this old herb, this can be pretty good. Or if you have a hard read, they're coming towards B, that can also work out pretty well, especially on a rush. Also, similar thing, you can use your ult like this. Same thing also with a fade ult or a breach ult. And then dash onto the enemies and fight them like this. You get almost all of the people that are playing here close, and then you can even set down a TP and TP back. Another really good thing you can do with the TP is just take aggressive space here on B. If you hear a lot of people coming, just TP out. And if you don't hear anyone coming, you can go all the way up till here, break the Cypher Trip, break the Killjoy turret, and get out if there is one. And if there isn't one, you can even peek in towards the mid area, making it really hard for the enemies to like predict where you're going. Because sometimes you can peek out B, you can peek out A, you can peek out mid, and make it just in general really unexpected for you. If the enemies are coming in towards B and you are in market, you can set down a TP, and then either use a slow towards main, or don't use any util at all, peek out of the smoke, get a kill, TP out, or even dash out, but the dash is not really the best one. You can get information like that, like see where the enemies are at and then spam off of that. But in general, I don't really recommend dashing towards the site like that because that is kind of a suicide play. You can do it on eco rounds, but most of the times not. Or what you can do, if the enemies have a bad smoke here and you can walk all the way out here, you can drop right here, get a kill, and then get out again. For a B retake, this is where I recommend your ult to be used. Use it somewhere like this to get one half of the site. Or if you could already take the main space, you can also use it like this. Same thing, by the way, on A. On A, I would recommend you ult either through sight and heaven, or you ult towards main, depending on what information you have. Now switching over towards attack. And on attack, you have to be careful of people peeking you in A main. You can kind of counteract that by throwing a slow like this, but this slow is not the best one. It will slow the people that are coming in towards main since they updated the slow radius right here, but it also takes quite a lot of time for it to get there, and the people can dodge it pretty easily. Even if they are here close on this wall, for example the chat with her dash active, they can just walk in front, walk back, and then they're at the exact same spot, and then they can get out again. What you can do, however, is ask a teammate for a flash, or just some util to take out this main space, and then you can entry to the site from right here. You can set down your TP, use a slow towards Cube or Gen, and then dash on top of Gen. You can also use a slow here, or a slow in these close corners where people are commonly playing. If you know somebody is always playing in this corner, same thing also playing in this corner, you can pre-slow these areas and then focus more on these people. For example, you can even dash on top of these boxes, which is a pretty strong dash if you are trying to fight this person here, but then you're pretty open towards heaven, under, and towards market, so I recommend you have smokes there. If you want to use your ult on A, there's two pretty good options. One, going through the site and Cube, under, and also Gen. Making sure you get most of the Gen area, most of the under area as well. With ult like this. Or the other option would be a preemptive ult to kind of stop the enemies trying to play retake. For example, right here in 3, use a ult like this. And then go in with a dash like this, focusing more on the people that are in here on 3. This can also be combined with people coming from your team through short to fight those people that are in the tree area. Switching over towards the site here, if you want to try to take the site, or you've already taken the site, don't forget to close this door. And then you can play pretty aggressive from a lot of different spaces. Just make sure your TP is safe. So for example, if you set down your TP there, it is pretty safe, but you have to kind of worry about people opening this door, and then you're in the open. So this TP can be good if this door is closed. Same thing also with an under TP. If you want to play under, you have a TP. I don't recommend that you use your TP on under if you want to play under yourself. Play more aggressive with your TP, get some space, and then get out. Don't stay on your TP while it is activated. Other than that, you can also kind of entry towards the site as a fake, and go from here. Gonna fall back here. Try to get some space, maybe tap the spike, and then get out if you have the spike. Just make sure that you're in a safe spot. For example, if you're trying to go towards the Gen area, I recommend that you have, for example, an Omen Flash or a Breach Stun coming through here to kind of support you as well. Switching over towards mid now, and on mid, you can do a similar thing to the one thing I showed you on short before, it is to use a ult like this. Then go in like this, fight the people that are close, fight the people that are behind here, fight the people that are in this area right here, and make sure you kill all of these people to get your team to space right here on 3. This is a really strong play, but it also is kind of a dangerous one, because if you don't clear out the corners properly, there can be people waiting in the corners. They're only slowed, but they will still be able to aim on your head and get a free kill on you. Other than that, going mid in general, there's not really much you can do with the Wayle util. You can kind of peek out and get information. For example, if you are not sure if somebody is short, you can use your TP, jump around the corner and TP back to get information, making it really hard to get shot, but still, it's not really worth most of the times. What you can do that is pretty strong, but is also kind of risky, is dash towards bottom mid if you have a smoke here in short, using a slow there, and then dashing here. I recommend that you have some other util coming in through here as well, but like that you can kind of get this space right here as well. Also, if you're already in bottom mid, you can use a dash like this to either get information or to go in, get a kill. If you don't see anyone, you don't TP back, and you have the space right here on market. Again, slows that are pretty good are in this close corner, this corner, this corner, or even off of this wall here close. To slow anyone that is playing in this close corner, make it really hard for them to hold this area. Switching over towards B now, and on B it is pretty similar. Most of the times there's going to be somebody holding you aggressively on B main. Just be aware of that. You can again do the same thing as I shown you before, jump around the corner, TP back, but it isn't really worth it. You can also use slow. You can also use a slow somewhere like this, but it again is not the best thing that you can do. Farming your ult ups is also pretty good on a Wayle. Waylay's ult is pretty strong. Also, it is pretty situational, and you kind of have to know where the enemies are playing at, so you also need some information. For a B ult, a ult that I recommend is one like this, where you get the people that are playing in market, people that are playing close here, people that are playing close in main, and also the people that are playing on the switch. With an ult like this, you can go in towards the switch, close this door, fight the people here close. Just be aware that there can be people playing here on stairs and also in CT, so you need smokes for these areas. A smoke in CT and maybe some util for stairs, or even a slow right here on stairs, a smoke on market, and make it pretty easy on an entry. What you can do, especially on eco runs, is something like this. Press down your TP if you have a shorty. Go in. Try to get a kill like that and get out. This works on almost any spot. You can go out like the first one, get information where they are at, try to dash on them, shorty them, get out, and like that you can sometimes get a weapon, a kill, and maybe even win you the round. Other than that, really good slows are close here, towards CT, and towards stairs, and even into market, but market door is closed right now, so I can't really show you. Other than that, towards backside is pretty good. Close here if you know somebody is close here, and towards backside on the other side. Making sure nobody's coming out and making sure you hit all of the most common spots where the enemies play at is a pretty good idea. So if you know somebody's always playing in the same spot, you can slow that spot, even dash on that person, and get a free kill. If I had to give Wayle a rating from S to F, I'd actually give her the A tier. Her slows are not the best util in the game. If used right, they can be pretty annoying to play against, but mainly her TP, being able to play pretty aggressively in most spaces, is pretty good. Also, that they buffed Wayle makes her a pretty good pick on most maps. Not the best pick, I would still say, for example, a Neon or a Chat is better, but on some maps, like for example Ascent, a Wayle can be used pretty well. That would be it from me. If you want to see any other agent on any other map, write it down in the comments, and if you want to see anything else fun related, write it down there as well. And as always, don't forget to like and sub, and come say hi to me on Twitch, where I stream almost daily. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!